Geminis, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for June 27th through the 3rd of July, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Gemini, this week, let's go ahead and start by looking at your ruler Mercury, who is going to be shifting into your sign this week, which is actually quite nice because Mercury in Taurus in your 12th house, it's not the easiest place for Mercury to be in. This is more about spiritual development, more about psychological exploration, spiritual development, this deeper stuff in life. And hopefully you guys have been getting some of that R&R, maybe rest and relaxation, spiritual timeouts, whatever it's been, and maybe just a greater understanding about yourself on that deeper level. But anyways, here around Wednesday, you're going to start to feel this shift with your ruler going into a much comfortable energy to be in. And happy birthday for those of you watching for your sun signs who have your birthdays this week. But for all of you, there's this energy in your first house. In fact, this is going to be the area of new beginnings for you on Monday of next week. So new things shaping up here, but I think this week is more about shifting out of what's more in this behind the scenes area and going into what will be a bit more of an active area for you relating to your goals, your independence, and moving things forward. Now, another thing I want to mention about your ruler is that on Monday, he is going to be squaring up to Chiron. So if you are feeling any type of wounds or inhibitions about self and things like that around Monday, it's just an internal thing. It's about healing and acceptance. And it's through that acceptance you guys go through that transformation and that rejuvenation, which will then take you into the rest of the week. All right, so that's in terms of your ruler. In terms of your relationships, this is still seen by Jupiter, very close to that north node. No aspects with Jupiter this week, but Jupiter's still trending up to Pluto. So maybe there's been this powerful change with your perspective on relationships from last week that you can continue to implement, continue to learn about with Jupiter so close to that north node. Now, regarding work, this is seen by Mars, who is actually going direct this week. This is very significant, I think, for your daily work. This is more of your everyday work, which has been very reflective these past few months with Saturn retrograde in your 6th house, with Mars, the ruler of your 6th, retrograde. And although some elements of it are still reflective, there's definitely this shift. And whatever it is here around Wednesday, when he goes direct, I think a lot of it's about what gives you joy in life. What gives you joy in your daily activities, right? And maybe expressing yourself. This is all the 5th house reflection that you've been doing. And if you have been reflecting over the past month, particularly on your self-expression, where you can have more enjoyment in your daily activities, then this could be something that shifts with that, a new perspective and a newfound motivation that really gets your energy moving forward in both departments there. All right, so that's the work. In terms of the finances, this is always seen by the moon for you because the moon rules your 2nd house. This week, we are going to be in the 3rd quarter phase, so it's good to challenge yourself with that if, however that is for you. And then as the week unfolds, more of this reflective energy, since the moon will be in the balsamic phase of thinking about reflecting on, where you can have more, faith and acceptance in the financial life, if that's applicable for you. But it's this receding kind of energy this later part of the week. And then there will be that new moon, in which time you'll start that new cycle with the financial life going into next week. All right, so then let's go and look at the overview in terms of the things we haven't covered. Chiron is going retrograde here on Monday. So while Chiron is squaring up to your ruler here, there is this shift of healing. And a lot of it's been involving your career stuff with Chiron up there in the 10th house. So it's a good time now for the next 5 to 6 months to kind of reflect on where you can do this healing with your public life, with your productive life. And again, it's more of an internal thing going on here that through that acceptance, you can find that healing and rejuvenation. So that's going to be that Monday time period. And then as we go into Wednesday, like I said, that's when Mars starts to move forward. Actually, I forgot to mention on Monday, Venus is going to be trining up to Neptune. So there could be a bit of easygoingness perhaps with that self-expression, with the things you enjoy, because she does rule that 5th house of yours. And with Venus in your 1st house, you guys could be feeling good, looking good, as it has been with Venus there. But it could be easygoing with yourself and maybe even your interpersonal relationships on Monday. But yeah, on Wednesday, Mars goes direct, and there's that shift there with the work stuff, the routine and all this, that then moves forward into July. And then Venus does form an opposition up to Pluto, who has been trining up to Jupiter here Thursday and Friday. So with this aspect, again, relating to your self-expression and even with yourself, I think balance is key here. This is balance with yourself and in your interpersonal relationships of still having that detachment that Pluto's been showing you so much about in your relationships, right? That compassion, that acceptance, and letting go of any old belief systems or patterns or emotional things relating to relationships, and doing that deep exploration, but with moderation, with this balance. Because we don't want to get too caught up into Pluto, because that'll imbalance things. We don't want to get too caught up into just, our own goals and drives. It's about seeing that, of course, we do have relationships in our life, and relationships serve as a form of self-awareness, and our self-awareness, through more of that, cultivates our relationships as well. All right, so that's going to be that Thursday, Friday time. Then as we go into the weekend, the sun does trine up to Neptune, so there could be a bit of easygoingness with the mind and communications, which is great because you've had so much positive energy here this week to do things like reading, writing, learning, and all of this, which I think you could find easygoing over the weekend. All right, so Gemini, hope you guys have an excellent week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.